The economic conflict between Washington and Beijing rests on a foundation of mutually assured destruction. The United States maintains the military and geopolitical reach to instantly sever the maritime routes that supply China with its crude oil. China counters with a near-total monopoly on refined rare earth elements, a group of 17 specialized metallic minerals essential for the advanced electronics found in the F-35 fighter jet. Both of these geopolitical weapons have a strict expiration date, and both nations are currently racing to reach the end of that timer first. This is a contest for strategic autonomy. The winner will determine which side finally manages to operate without fear of the other's leverage. In 2024, China imported over 550 million tons of crude oil, leaving the country with a 71.9% dependency on foreign energy sources. Beijing has spent years constructing land-based pipelines through Russia and Myanmar, but these massive infrastructure projects only satisfy 38% of their total import needs. This leaves 40% of China's imported oil vulnerable to a single maritime choke point, the Strait of Hormuz, a narrow waterway between the Persian Gulf and the Gulf of Oman that is highly susceptible to military blockades. China maintains a massive strategic oil reserve of 180 days to act as a shield against potential blockades. However, a stockpile provides only a temporary buffer. It cannot provide permanent immunity from an energy strangulation. China is attempting to scale its renewable energy generation to the point where it permanently outpaces the industrial demand for oil. Despite these efforts, fossil fuels still command nearly 19% of China's energy mix, keeping the threat of a blockade active today. The United States' ability to leverage oil will fade as China approaches a critical electric vehicle adoption tipping point, which analysts expect around 2035. The United States faces its own vulnerability, often obscured by political claims that domestic mines will soon provide total self-sufficiency. Extracting raw dirt is relatively simple compared to the highly complex chemical engineering required to refine it. Domestic mines contain only about 5% of the heavy rare earths, the specific elements vital for high-tech defense applications. China maintains a 20-year technological lead in the intricate molecular separation and purification of these specific heavy elements. Replicating this separation capability at a commercial scale without Chinese intellectual property requires an immense investment of both capital and time. Japan attempted to decouple its supply chain from China in 2012, yet after a decade of investment, they still rely on Chinese refiners. Escaping this metallurgical trap is a multi-billion-dollar long march against a ticking clock. The deadlock is symmetrical. The U.S. oil weapon works until China greens its grid, and China's rare earth weapon works until the U.S. rebuilds its smelters. Both superpowers are acutely aware that these critical windows of strategic vulnerability are closing fast, driving a relentless race against the clock. Headlines of trade talks, the escalating tariffs, and temporary ceasefires often look like progress toward a permanent resolution. These maneuvers are calculated tools used by both sides to buy the time necessary to rebuild their domestic industries. China's state-backed push into electric vehicles is a massive effort to eliminate its reliance on foreign crude oil before a potential conflict begins. Simultaneously, the U.S. is rushing to reconstruct its rare earth supply chain before China pulls the leverage it currently holds over the defense industry. In this silent war of attrition, whoever crosses the threshold of total resource independence first will be immune to the other's greatest weapon,